All right, to begin the unexpected cuts of meat for a tailgate, I'm going first, right? So my unexpected meat for a tailgate is none other than beef tongue, right? Beef tongue, ladies and gentlemen, is absolutely delicious. It's also got a huge shock value, right? But this stuff also tastes similar to brisket. Now, it doesn't have the same texture as brisket, but it tastes very eerily similar to brisket when you slice it up, right? I know a lot of folks are going, ew, Jody, I don't want to eat a beef tongue. Ladies and gentlemen, some of the best tacos in the world, some of the James Beard Award winning, Michelin star winning restaurants in the world cook beef tongue in their tacos. It is a traditional dish in many cultures. It is absolutely amazing, and I encourage you to give it a try. The day before the tailgate, right? We can go ahead and we can prepare this half of the way, right? So the day before the tailgate, I'm gonna get this bad boy out of the package, right? Yum. Okay. And like when we get done with this, it's gonna kind of be like a brisket, right? This will be like our lean meat. This will be like our fatty meat. Now this membrane that is on the tongue, you can choose to take it off now, or we can take it off later. It's much easier when you take it off later. So that's what we're gonna do, right? So the way I like to prep this is I like to go ahead and take off some of this fat right here, right? All right, so we got it trimmed up a little bit here. Any of that loose stuff you want to go ahead and get on off. Look at that membrane trying to get on off of there. Now again, this thing is on there. Okay, now the first thing we need to do is we need to let this sit in some water for about an hour, right? The next thing that we're gonna do is we're actually gonna boil this bad boy in a delicious brine for about 2 to 3 hours. This, the one that you're about to see, took 2 hours and 15 minutes. And I actually boiled it with beef broth. Now, a lot of folks would just do straight water, add some salt, peppercorns, garlic, bay leaves, a whole onion, some garlic cloves. That's a really good start. Now, probe tender is 200 degrees. We're also gonna do that in the kitchen. So let's go on in the kitchen and I'll show you what this thing looks like after it's been boiled for about 2 hours and 15 minutes. Look at, woo-wee. Again, another unexpected cut of meat to take to a tailgate. I'm telling you, people are gonna be blown away how delicious this is, ladies and gentlemen. Now, again, we boiled it, but you could do this at the tailgate if you wanted to. Just put it in a recteq disposable aluminum half pan or whole pan, cover it with some liquid, put it in the grill at 400 degrees. It'll take about an hour and a half, it'll take about 2 to 3 hours after it gets to boiling a little bit. But this thing is ready for us to take off that membrane and put on the recteq. Yeah. And you need to let this thing cool off, right? Before you do this. But I've always found it just a little bit easier when it's got a little heat to it, just because that membrane will come off a little bit easier. Now, this is not like a rib membrane or other membranes that you may be familiar with. Okay, there it goes. Once you get it kind of so now that we have removed that top membrane skin-ish part, right? I can bite into this thing if I wanted to. It's already cooked. It reached probe tender, 200+ degrees. I probed it with my recteq instant read thermometer. It's about 200 degrees. But now what I want to do is, I'm a texture eater, right? And this thing is going to taste crazy if we just decided to slice into it and eat it, right? What we want to do is we want to get some seasoning on the outside, and we want to get some crustification. We want to get that Maillard reaction on the outside and develop a crust, a bark to this bad boy. That way it gives us nice, complex notes of flavor when we bite into it. My two favorites for beef are going to be that Ben's heifer dust and then the Greg's 4-letter rub. Salt, pepper, garlic, onion, powder paprika, everything that you want to season your beef with. I always go Ben's first and Greg's second. Greg's is a lot finer, can fit in between those crevices and nooks and crannies. Oh yeah, absolutely delicious. The X-Fire Pro is right behind me. It's already preheated. It's in grill mode, baby. We got both fire pots activated. Oh, nice sizzle. But Josh, you actually asked a really good, well, you brought up a good point. Why boil this piece of meat first? You know, this is a vastly used? No, this is a constantly used muscle during the daily life of a cow. So it's very, very lean, very, very dense, right? It's the same thinking behind doing like a corned beef brisket or something along those lines, to where you boil it first and then you grill it, or pastrami when you boil it first and then you grill it. So it's along those same lines. We're just gonna let this dude chill, right? And we're gonna let this grill for about an hour. Okay, after that hour, we're gonna put it over that super direct heat. I've opened up that adaptive sear control, and we're gonna grill that bad boy. It's gonna be delicious. Got some beautiful color on this bad boy. I mean, look at that. Char is like no other. Look at this. All right, you're gonna slice this thing kind of like a tri-tip or a brisket, right? Treat this as like your fatty part. Treat this long, thinner part of the tongue as your flat. I usually like to slice it right here. Okay. Yum. Look at that juiciness, ladies and gentlemen. So, always like to slice it thin for me and my family. I like to do a little taco, a little hand walking taco, right? Nice warm tortilla. We warmed it up on the X-Fire Pro while it was cooling down. Generally, I'll go ahead and slice these again. Okay, you can also use that broth that was left over from you boiling that bad boy. You can actually use that and rehydrate this a little bit. A little bit of pico, a little bit of cilantro, yum. I'm telling you, again, it's absolutely delicious. It brings a sense of elegance and culinary expertise to your tailgate, ladies and gentlemen, and it's absolutely delicious. That's why it's the most underrated tailgate meat out there. Doggone right. Good luck, John. Good luck, Greg. I'm telling you, I got the most underrated tailgating meat.
Jody, that looked absolutely amazing, but I'm not gonna be outdone. My cut of unexpected meat for tailgating has got to be the cube steak. All right, I know you guys are thinking, Chef John, country fried steak at a tailgate? That's right. Nothing could be finer than when you're at MetLife Stadium cheering for those Giants. It's cold outside, it's early game. You're gonna cook up some country fried steak on your RTB 380. I'm telling you, it's gonna be delicious with some grits, some eggs. Nothing could be finer. Now, this is a super simple recipe, right? There's a couple things that we're gonna need. So in here, I have all-purpose flour, AP flour, right? To that, I'm going to add some salt. We're gonna add some Chef Greg's 4-letter rub. And we're gonna add some of that Colton's Freakin Green. This stuff's absolutely delicious. All right, now we're gonna go ahead and give this a quick mix. Making sure that all those seasonings are well incorporated into our flour. Perfect, now we're gonna set this to the side. All right, next up, I have 2 eggs. We're gonna make some egg wash, super easy. We're gonna crack our eggs in our bowl. All right, we're gonna bust the yolks up. All right, we're gonna give it a whisk. right? To make sure that all the whites and the yolks are well incorporated, we're gonna add some water, and this is just regular tap water. Right, and now this is gonna act as a binder and help that flour to really stick to our country fried steak. Okay, so now that we have our egg wash, we have our flour all ready to go. Next step is, we're gonna take our country fried steak. Oh, this is like cube steak right there. It's cube steak right now. It's not country fried until I fry it up. We got our cube steak, we're gonna take that, we're gonna season it up. We're gonna season it up with some Chef Greg's 4-letter rub. We're gonna come back over the top with some Colin's Freakin Greek. And we're gonna repeat to the other side. All right, now that we have our steaks all seasoned up, right, what we're gonna do is super easy. We're gonna take our steak, we're gonna drop it into the egg wash, right? Then we're gonna go into our seasoned flour, right? Give it a little toss in there. Right, back into the egg wash. Just a light coat, and then back into the flour to really just kind of like double dip in there. Where most people make their mistake is they're gonna go ahead and take this out of the flour immediately. Don't do that, right? That's a rookie mistake. You wanna let this sit inside the flour for about 5 to 8 minutes to really absorb all that flour, and that's what's gonna give you that amazing crust. All right, now that this is well seasoned, you can see that flour is well adhered. Let's go ahead and get it in our hot grease. Okay, now this is probably the dangerous part, or the most dangerous part of this cook. So we wanna put this stuff in nice and slow. We wanna put it away from us, right? You see how I have plenty of room in there for the oil to expand. That's the other thing. Don't fill it up, the pot up all the way. You wanna go about halfway. All right, we're gonna drop this in, right? Because that oil's gonna wanna expand, and that's where the rookies make their mistake. They'll fill that up 3/4 of the way or over halfway. They'll drop their food in there and it will overflow, and then you have a grease fire. All right, we're gonna let these cook for about 8 to 10 minutes, and then we're gonna pull these bad boys out. Ooh, hoo, hoo, hoo. Look at that golden brown and delicious. Come straight to the board with this one. That third one was the last one to drop. It's got just a few more minutes on it. We're gonna let that thing cook. Oh man, but this looks absolutely perfect. So I'm gonna show y'all how I like to finish these, right? All right, so what I'll do is, put my glove on. All right, we're gonna go ahead and just cut this on the biased. It looks perfect right there, right? So at the tailgate, I'm gonna cut it like this so everybody can get a little something. I'm gonna have grits, I'm gonna have eggs, and just to finish it off, I've got a little bit of gravy that I made earlier. Ooh, yes, sir. So what we'll do is, we're gonna take this gravy, we're just gonna go right over the top of that, just like that. Oh man. Mama say, mama saw, mamaku son. That's how you do it. All right, last thing to do, give this thing a taste. Tender. The herbaceousness from the Colin's Freakin Greek really comes through. A little garlic, buttery taste from the Chef Greg's 4-letter rub. This is gonna be perfect for your next tailgate. Well, now that I've impressed you, I'm gonna pass it on to Chef Greg. Yo, Chef Greg, what do you got going on?
What's up, recteq family? I'm Chef Greg. We got the Road Warrior Rivalry Edition. We're bringing you a great tailgate recipe, maybe not traditional. I'm bringing turkey to the tailgate. You heard that right. We're gonna show you how to make delicious turkey reuben paninis using the PFS best freaking sliders ever coming at you now. Hawaiian rolls. No better vessel for a slider than that. More importantly, check this out. Appropriate dimensions for the BFS. We're talking about that big freaking spatula available at recteq.com. We built this spatula, hard for me to say. We built this spatula for sliders. Hands down, no questions asked, sliders or pork butts. But I'm using it for sliders. Now you can always prep these at the house, bag them back up so they don't get smushed. Couldn't be any easier. We got our recteq brisket slicer here, and we're gonna slice this in half. Now we could take that Road Warrior and put it on the tailgate, but I'm only like 5'6", and my F-250 is a little taller than most trucks, but you don't even have to stand it up. So if it fits your lifestyle to cook right on the tailgate, you do you. We got some beautiful baby Swiss. Now I put the cheese down the bottom, so when I add my Thousand Island, it doesn't get soggy. That's my chef tip to you. Put your sauce under the cheese. It's actually gonna be on top of the cheese or under the cheese, depending on how you build your sandwich, okay? I am also a sandwich the sauerkraut kind of guy. And if you don't know what I'm talking about, stay tuned, we will show you. I love shaved turkey. This stuff is paper thin, okay? We're just gonna pile this high, okay? Because we're gonna panini-fy this. But I'm gonna put a light layer of turkey here, okay? We're gonna take some of our sauerkraut. Now, I did squeeze the water out of it because I don't want a loosey-juicy sandwich, okay? I am typically seed sauerkraut. I am typically seed caraway in my sauerkraut, but the store didn't have any, so we're just gonna roll with it, okay? Another layer of turkey. Another layer of Thousand Island. Another layer of cheese. Top bun, give it a little smush. And here's what's the cool thing. We can pick it up and move the whole thing with that best freaking slider spatula right there. Okay, we're gonna cook this in its entirety. Check it out, guys. We got the Road Warrior Rivalry Edition with that reversible sear griddle on here. All we're gonna do is spray a little nonstick spray on there. We're gonna put this on the top. We're gonna remove that spatula. Okay, and it wouldn't be a Chef Greg recipe without a little 4-letter rub. We're gonna spray the top 400 degrees for right about 10 minutes till everything gets melted and delicious. We'll come back and we'll give this a smash to kind of panini-fy these. Stay tuned, it's gonna be delicious. All right, this Road Warrior Rivalry Edition has brought us to the promised land. Check it out, we made paninis inside of here. And if you don't believe me, check it out. We're gonna give them a flip. It's got the lines just like a panini machine. You can't tell me a recteq can't do everything, right? We're gonna slice these up and we're ready for the next batch, okay? Now these are hot, so let them cool down. But you got that melted Swiss cheese, you got that delicious sauerkraut, Thousand Island dressing, smoked turkey breast. Some tailgates are bougier than others, and that's fine. I'm bringing a recteq to mine, and there's nothing I can't cook. We'll see you at the tailgate.
Man, all of those dishes looked absolutely amazing. Which one of these dishes would you guys try? Let us know in the comment section down below if we missed anything or how you would make it better, how you would make it worse. Thank you so much for hitting that red rectangle down below. Make sure you ring that bell, ladies and gentlemen. My name is Jody Flanagan. I am the BBQ Dad. Make sure you're following me on social media. Shout out to Chef Greg, Chef John for making this video possible. Ladies and gentlemen, get out there and make some memories with your family. Get your grill in the game and grab life by the horns, everybody. We'll see you at the recteq.